Hello and welcome to a new episode of Nubs Does Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Humble Monthly Bundle for August 2018. For those of you who haven't heard of Humble Bundle before, let's take a quick look at their website because it's quite an important one for any gamer. Humble Bundle has lots of offers on and they tend to be quite competitive, but that's not the reason the Humble Bundle is special. Humble Bundle has a monthly bundle, which is kind of like a loot crate, except digital in that you order it in advance. It's $12 a month. You can pay for it up front, in which case you get a bit of a discount if you get a year at a time, or you can just do a rolling subscription for $12 a month, or whatever the exchange rate is at that point in time. Now this gives you a selection of games, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not so good. They're normally worth, theoretically, quite a lot of money, but sometimes the choice of games are just a bit uninspired. Sometimes you get a huge selection of AAA games and it blows you away, other times not so much. So the purpose of this series of videos is to talk about that month's bundle and see if it's worth getting. Of course, the problem is you can't buy the bundle once it's already come out, so it's more of a you should have got it or you shouldn't have got it. Now, something else Humble Bundle does is offer just bundles. This is how they started. They have bundles of books, digital books, audio books, comics, the Humble Monthly, and a games bundle. At the moment, the games bundle, you can pay whatever you like for a few of the Jackbox party games. These are time restricted. But just to give you an example of the sort of thing, you get these for, if you pay whatever you want, you can pay 50 cents if you like, and you'll get these 4 games. And you can choose out of that 50 cents how much goes to the developer, how much goes to charity, and how much goes to the Humble Bundle operators. So you can choose an even split or whatever you like. If you pay more than the average, which is about £8, you can get these extra games on top. And if you pay more than £9.40, you get all of this as well. So at the moment, that's all the charity donations are going towards the whale and dolphin conservation. So that's obviously a good thing. I guess it's a different charity every month, and you can choose to pay. If you pay all of your £9.40, you can put all of the £9.40 to the WDC, and that's absolutely fine. So effectively, Humble are not operating for free because by default they do get some money, but the original intention was to get games developers to donate games keys in order to give money to charity, sort of like a charity shop for games. But obviously there's an option to give the developers money if you think they deserve it, and Humble needs money to keep operating. So it's fair, everyone's a winner really, I would say. The August 2018 Humble Monthly consists of a few games. However, the September monthly bundle, we already know, contains these 3 games: Sniper Elite 4, Tales of Berseria, and Staxel. If you pay up front, and you pay now, your $12, you can unlock those 3 at any point from now onwards. If you pay by direct debit like I do, these 3 games will unlock with the rest in the first week of September. And the games in the August bundle were the following: The Surge, which is a sort of Dark Souls-esque cyber futuristic third-person melee fighter, which I have played a bit of. Sudden Strike 4, which I've never played before. A Hat in Time, which I hadn't played until I started making this video, but then I started making this video with the wrong mic ticked in OBS, so I have now played the first 10-20 minutes of A Hat in Time, but I'll go back and play it again for you. The Escapist 2, which I have not played this, nor its predecessor. Conan Exiles, which is a big open world. I thought it was a MMORPG, but I guess it might just be an RPG as well. I will find out. Kona, which is a story-based something, I don't know. Forged Battalion, which is an RTS, very reminiscent of the Command & Conquer series. I don't know if it's made by the same people or not, but I will find out. But it's got some good bits to it there. Pathologic Classic HD, which is a first-person story survival game, I think, not my type of thing. and Wotan, which is a Humble original, and every month Humble commission a new game made by some games developers specifically for the Humble Bundle. As well as all of that, you get access, if you are a subscriber, to the Humble Trove, which is a collection of, I think, about 40 mostly indie games, but sometimes bigger games, which you can download and play DRM free for as long as you like. They're yours. Even when you stop subscribing, they stay on your computer, they're still yours. So it's just most of them have appeared in previous monthly bundles, so they don't immediately end up in a trove, but if you subscribe you do get access to a large library of games for free. And obviously all of the money goes to charity, well not all of it, as much of the money as you choose goes to charity. And you can refer people and earn money to spend in the Humble store, blah blah blah. Either way, Humble is a good website. It's honest, it's official, and it helps people, and animals, so I would say it's a good thing. Yeah, let's take a look at the first game on our list, which is A Hat in Time, Take 2. I was initially excited to get this game because I've heard some good things about it, and we'll see if that's a deserved reputation or not. It's very cutesy artwork.
Good morning, and welcome to yet another day of space
late
adventure.
90s, early 2000s, cartoony
only 5
RPG graphics like Mario, that
away
type
from
of
your
thing.
destination, home. The fuel tank
Crash
is full and
Bandicoot,
the ship is flying at full
Banjo,
speed.
Kazooie, that type of game.
Today's to-do list contains waking up.
I'm absolutely rubbish at this type of game, I should say now. I've never really been any good at them. A closet! You only really wear one outfit, so there's lots of room for skeletons. This game is full of little one-liners like that. Took me an awfully long time earlier to realise that this was in fact not a cutscene, and it was just me sitting on a chair and just stay there for a long time. Little pile of cushions to play around in. Quite like that. I really like the colourful design of the level, of the spaceship. It's very cool. I'm sure I would have been really excited when I was a child to get in and explore this place. And again, it's just somewhere for you to sit and waste time. Got a little Roomba buddy chasing around. There's a fuel. Got the captain's chair. Which, again, doesn't seem to do much, except move the camera. That's a bit broken, so I can't get in there. A bit broken. So I guess I've got to go upstairs. Ah, here we go. Full fuel, always good to see. There's someone banging at my window. What's going on here?
What is this? Flying boat? All boats need to pay toll in Mafia Town, even in space. Mafia come in to collect.
This is the quality of animation that you'd get on the Nintendo 64, maybe the GameCube, given the higher resolution.
How rude!
Initially I was impressed with the colourful art scheme, but I've got to say, I quite quickly became a bit tired of it, because instead of being bright and colourful, well done, it's bright and colourful, because it's easy to make things bright and colourful. but none of it seems to be connected to the rest. There's no cohesion between it, and it just feels a lot like a demo from the early 2000s, and it's not explained very well either what's happening. Because by now in, say, Mario Galaxy, which is, well, at least a decade old now, you've been introduced to why you're on a spaceship, who you're with, what's going on, what your aim is, you know your character, you know what the rough gameplay is, whereas all I know is that I've got a big spaceship that's now run out of fuel and all the time capsules fallen out. Are these good guys, bad guys? I don't know. I assume I collect the green things. I'll chase the little girl. I kind of expect them to attack me, but
Did
they
fellow
don't seem
Mafia
to.
watch TV last night? I saw. This makes
This is a tutorial level where they tell you can double jump. Now, I thought for a long time that these guys would attack me if I went near them, but they don't seem to give a crap. Now that's cheating.
Hey you! Down there! Don't think I didn't see you stalking me! Us kids should stick together, not stalk one another. I mean, Mafia Town can be a really dangerous place. So what'd you say? Wanna join my little rebellion? Oh!
Sure,
By
might as
the
well.
way, did you have anything to do with the junk falling from the sky? Yeah? Yikes!
I'm assuming most of
Looks
you
like you've
are
got
watching
a lot
from
of
the UK.
cleaning up to do, huh?
Probably all of you. The voices used in this sound an awful
Tell you
lot
what,
like
come up here and I can
the
show you where
again,
some
late
of your
90s,
junk
early
landed.
2000s British cartoons like Dennis the Menace, that type of thing. And I don't understand why it needs to be like that. Like, this dome looks hideous. It doesn't look fun, it just looks like someone's done a really cheap render using a bad engine. And yet these crates are incredibly detailed, and the brickwork is incredibly detailed. You look around and there's it's just shouting noise to me
Follow
in my
me,
head.
Rebel
It's not
Squad.
saying, ooh, fun game to explore, like when you see Assassin's Creed and you pop into Rome for the first time. This is saying it's a cartoon because they couldn't make anything that wasn't.
Hey, I think one of your junk pieces fell and smashed right into the market's fountain. Messed it up real good. When going over there, just avoid making
Maybe I'm
eye
just a
contact
grumpy
with
old
the
man.
Mafia and you'll be fine. Good luck, fellow rebel.
Perhaps
See ya.
as a child I would have liked this a little bit more, but as an adult I definitely am not loving it.
Huh?
Hey!
Huh?
I'll take you.
Got a weapon. Just mash the attack button until they die. There's no finesse to it. And got it. There you go. Got one of how many fell out of that vault? Several hundred? I think they've missed a trick here as well, because they transition away from Mafia Town using a cutscene, a fade to black in a cutscene, back to the spaceship. Well, why is there no like cool drop pod or teleport mechanism or anything like that? It's just like, wow. So you collect these timepieces to restore power. I guess they're fuel, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Collect the fuel to unlock areas so that you can get to other areas. And so I've got the Act 2 is a barrel battle, which is a boss battle. I thought it was a bit of an odd decision to put a boss battle in the first part of the game, but actually it kind of made sense that it's a tutorial. I think the reason I don't like this game world is because none of it makes sense, because it's not based in real physics or real architecture. Everything is just anywhere. Like they all want to put a flying hook here, so I'll put one there. Or I want to have a building with trees growing on the top with no space for the roots underneath. That's fine. But to me, that's not fine. I like things to make sense. Oh, and these things attack you, but no one mentioned that. So now I'm going to go and get some hearts. Right. And this stuff. Sprint yarn. So you can... If you unlock yarn, you can make new hats. If you get the pattern for the hats. And it's those hats, obviously, that make the... Another one. That give the game its name. In case that wasn't obvious. Ooh. Messed up.
Child is predictable.
Here's to the boss battle. Just ignore that guy. It's on fire.
Hey, child, shoo! Mafia can't have child witness when Mafia teaching lesson.
Is this funny?
This awkward for Mafia.
If it's funny,
Mafia
then
not sure what
then
to
it makes
do.
sense. It's a cartoon game, but it's certainly no Bugs Bunny, is it?
Boss, what do we do with eyewitness?
And like the animation has no bearing on what they're saying.
Teach a lesson, boys.
It's very primitive. And like the boss battle where I can't move freely, I'm restricted. I can only jump and attack. And attacking is just hammering the attack button. I mean, it's hardly... Well, maybe it has won prizes, but it shouldn't have. Not for the game mechanics anyway. Or the game world design. Then I wouldn't win any prizes for anything either. Oh, hello. Especially avoiding being attacked. Enough!
Mafia won't bow to little girl. Prepare to feel Mafia's wrath.
Just seems like an odd sort of mini-game collection.
Do not think about avoiding barrels.
And again, he's attacking me
See if girl
now.
can
This
handle
makes
this
sense.
barrel.
But very shortly,
Stand still.
changes what they do, and they do... There you go. Now they spin around to catch me. As well as...
Heads up, little punk.
throwing them at me. Hello. It makes it a little harder. But does it make any sense? No.
This lead nowhere. Mafia need to take
I just
care
want to
of
go...
this
I would
Mafia
just jump
style.
up there and beat him with my umbrella, but I'm just stuck down the
Prepare
bottom
to
for
feel
no
what
reason.
Mafia do to all.
Yeah, mafia old ladies. Right. Right, let me beat him up.
Oh, my head.
And the controls aren't exactly responsive. If you're jumping, it says press X when jumping to do an attack, but what it means is press X when you've done a double jump and are falling down. Quite a specific timing. You can't just press it now. You have to press it now and a few times to make it respond.
Child is predictable. I'm so confused.
I don't think you should have to button mash in order to get an attack to work in a game. This is it's a relatively new game. It's only a year old, and yet it feels like I'm playing an HD remake of something that was initially released on, I'll say, the GameCube. Got the second fuel back.
Psh, can you believe them? What a bunch of losers.
Anyway, I think that's about all I'm willing to play of this game. I am
Hey,
disappointed,
You're all
and
right, new kid.
sadly the first
Do you
game
have
on the
a
list
name?
is a disappointment, but that doesn't mean they're all going to be. That concludes part 1 of my review of August 2018 Humble Monthly. Join me next episode for Escapist 2 and Conan Exiles. 2 games I've never played before. See you next time.